Hello everybody, welcome back to the Road Book Club. This here is a very special episode because I want it to be a congratulatory episode to all the people who I've met along the way, all the people who have driven to work, from work, and just doing the best that they can with what they have at hand. The first ones that came to mind, because I'm doing a DoorDash right now, the first ones that came to mind was servers. I've driven so many servers and bartenders, and they're helping us get our nutrition every single day, and they're the people who decide to become servers. It's not just for the money, it's because they find some peace in it at a certain level, and they know that they can do it. And regulars make it a lot easier because even while I was driving with Lyft and Uber, I would run into different people over and over again. Some people, I think I've driven them like over 10 times, just in different cases. I would be in the same areas, and it's super interesting to run into people who are in the service industry and the hospitality, and they have this wonderful perspective. It's super refreshing because me as a driver, they understand that I'm going through a lot, and I see a lot of things, and we get some insight into different industries that you just wouldn't get off of surface conversations. So shout out to the servers out there who get up every day and get after it and just keep on pressing. Make sure that people stay happy, make sure that your regulars, are taken care of, and you make sure that the new customers that you reach that come into the restaurants or the stores, that they're getting the best service ever. You're keeping this world running. So salute to you, because without you, this would be a different world without that industry. So first off, that's that. Servers. Bartenders are funny, because as a Lyft driver, oftentimes I'm helping people get home after a long day. They're having drinks and they shouldn't be out on the road, so they're doing the smart thing of calling an Uber or a Lyft. And oftentimes, many a times, I was the driver in the morning, dropping them back off at their vehicles, because they decided not to drive that night. So congratulations to those who made that decision and kept other people safe and didn't end up taking anybody's lives or taking their life on the way or causing an accident along the way. I've done that, including police officers. I have had the pleasure of driving police officers home, after a couple of drinks, and a thing that I've learned is that we're all human. We are all human, and just like that, it's a job. It's like, one of them told me, it's like, I'm not gonna mess up this good thing I have, over a couple of drinks. I was like, I respect it. So servers, people in the service industry, people who are servants of the public, just everybody who's out there doing the best that they can. I see you. If I've had the pleasure of meeting you, I still carry you right here in my heart, because I've had so many wonderful conversations with people, and they have left an impact on me and shown me that there's a lot of great people out there. And even the ones that I love are the people a special place. I say this. Love is a strong word. There's a special place for people who are late for something, and they know that they're late, and they have the control to not put that pressure on somebody else. Come on now, can we talk about it? And there are those people who are running late, and they think it's somebody else's fault that they're running late. So that's a different place that I hold them in. Yeah. So I was thinking about that. I picked up this order from DoorDash, and I saw the same faces that I see in the restaurant where I pick up. And just a couple of days ago, I went in there to dine, and I saw them. I was like, look at this. I was working the other time, and now I'm here sitting, eating, and they're doing their thing. They're making sure that you're getting your food. And this is a PSA right here. You're gonna hear it here on this channel. The sun glare was back there. You're gonna hear it here on this channel. If you're going to a restaurant, friends, understand that the wait staff does not get paid an hourly. At least in North Carolina, I think it's something like $250 to $275 an hour. What does this mean? That means that they're working for tips. So if you're going into dine-in and you're getting the best service, please make sure that you're taking care of your wait staff, because they're taking care of you. And we live in a society where we all are trying to survive. We're all trying to thrive, and we're all trying to do the best that we can with what we have. And if you're getting the top tier service, or you see the person that's been there and they always make sure that you're doing okay, or maybe they might be having a rough day, and you have that confidence that you're able to kind of like reassure them and kind of like make them relax or something like that, right? Or help them to relax. Just make sure that you're tipping them well, because sometimes not every culture is the same. Not every culture is the same, and I know this. I hear that in South American countries, like wait staff, they get paid a living wage, so they don't tip in those countries. But in the U.S., if you're watching this, like if you know somebody who needs to hear this, that's not how it works here, because they only get paid $2.50 an hour. And on top of that, what they get paid is from the tips that they receive. And that comes from you and me. Yeah, it's not from the kindness of our hearts that they're going to be able to pay their bills. So respect to them. They're doing their hardest. Another thing that I wanted to say, now that I got my little soapbox over here, I got a little platform. Another thing that I want to say is, I remember when I was doing Uber Eats, I recognized this immediately. As I was doing my deliveries, I would get Taco Bell orders just left and right, one after another, in different Taco Bell locations, because Taco Bell stays open late, so they get the business, when people, are feeling a little bit peckish in the evening. But guess what? The people who are working in Taco Bell, they're getting paid an hourly. Me as a driver, I get paid tips. I get paid tips, or I get paid tips on top of the fare and whatnot. So the people who are working in these fast food restaurants, they're not seeing all of this. So when you do go in person, this is what this is. When you do go in person, just acknowledge the people who are there doing the work, and sometimes sometimes they might have an attitude, rightfully so. But you know what I have seen as a driver, I guess this episode here is more from the perspective of the driver, less of the book club side. I did tell you that that's what this was too. What I have seen is, when I go into a restaurant, if I'm going there from the perspective of a driver picking up an order, I get a different demeanor from the people who are working there. Like, okay, cool, man, be safe, man. You need anything? You want something to drink? Oh, super nice. if I'm going there as somebody who's going to order food in fast food restaurant, sometimes they're just giving you the food, boop, boop, hey, here you go, thank you, bye, and it's fast and it's impersonal, right? But there's this third level. There's another level. We are, the human mind is so lovely because we are all these things at once. There's this third level when people are going home. Guess who drives them home sometimes? Us drivers. And we get to see that perspective too. And when they're done with wherever, they're like, oh. And there's like this, I can say that there's visibly a pressure that gets released when they're not, working. And sometimes people are quiet, they're just sitting in the back on their phone, and I get it. I tell them, hey, listen, you could decompress here, you're on your way home, you'll be home in about 15 minutes, take your time, and they're like, thank you. Because I understand what it is to have to be on for 10 hours, 10 to 12 hours, one time 14 hours. So when you do, I'll back up a little bit. Seeing them in this case, and sometimes you'll find somebody and they're just happy they had a great day. Oh yes, I just got sent home, early because I was already done with my time, and I went home. Now I'm gonna go. I have the rest of the day ahead of me. There's that. There's people like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna go to the party, birthday party. My son's birthday is today, so now I'm gonna. So these are what I'm trying to get at is that these are human beings. We're human beings, and we need to help each other. As we're interacting with one another, sometimes we just get into our own little world. I just got to get my lunch. I got to go, pause, take a breath, and look around, see who you can impact and who might not be having the best day. It's just not always, but, keep your eye open. Because you never know. You never know whose life you can impact. Oh no, there's a little car accident up there. Yeah, you never know whose life you can impact. There's a car accident up ahead. All right, I'm gonna pause this right now. Yeah, there's a little bit of a car accident up ahead, so I'm gonna end this right here on this note and say, be kind to one another. That's what this episode is about today. And I'm wearing my shirt that I got from my friend TJ right here, believe. And yeah, such a pleasure meeting you guys or seeing you guys. Leave a comment with a special moment that you've had with a server and somebody who comes to mind. Bye. See y'all tomorrow.